money.
Hundreds of pairs.
That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's not that expensive though, but
He's only 46. But he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
Hey, they give them to him?
Putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family, and hurting my business. We're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company. Shopping, spending money, living life. Money made.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather around because the most dramatic financial soap opera in sports history is unfolding right before our very eyes. And trust us, it is wilder than any fight Floyd Money Mayweather has ever stepped into a ring for. We're talking tax bills, fake skyscrapers, lawsuits worth 9 figures.
IRS, how much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell.
And a man who still somehow manages to roll up to events draped in diamonds while the entire internet screams, "Bro, where is the money?" This is not your average celebrity money gossip. This is a full-blown, edge-of-your-seat, popcorn-in-hand financial thriller, and Floyd Mayweather is playing the lead role, whether he likes it or not.
I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the questions.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. Now, I've always been judged because how I...
Let's set the scene. Floyd Mayweather Jr., undefeated boxing legend, self-proclaimed TBE, the best ever, and the man who literally nicknamed himself Money, is sitting at the center of one of the most explosive financial controversies the sports world has ever witnessed. Joe Rogan and a chorus of commentators have been sounding the alarm, dissecting every detail, every claim, and every suspiciously timed Instagram flex.
have presented myself when I'm promoting a fight. You cannot judge me for entertaining the people when I'm promoting a fight. Judge me for the person that you know. You can't judge me if you don't know me. So that's no different from people in this room may want to do a deal with me. But if someone going out there putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family and hurting my business, we're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company.
And the picture they're painting? It ain't pretty. According to swirling allegations that have taken the internet completely by storm, Mayweather may owe a staggering, jaw-dropping, absolutely eye-watering $20 million in unpaid taxes to the IRS. $20 million to the government.
And I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my companies.
All right, one more toughie. So
Nothing is tough.
no, okay.
After being in the sport of boxing, dealing with the sport of boxing, there's nothing that's tough.
Fair. So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded
Well,
yet.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
The same government that does not play games, does not accept, but I looked rich on Instagram as a valid excuse and absolutely will come knocking on your gilded front door, regardless of how many Rolls Royces are parked in the driveway. Now, before we go any further, let's acknowledge something critical here. Floyd Mayweather has denied everything.
I mean, if If we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
Okay, so I think we'll end with this one. When I spoke to you all last week, you were riding around Miami, you were looking to buy even more.
Yes.
Have you bought anything in the week since we last spoke?
I don't know. I was out in Miami for a while. We were looking at a few properties. I'm pretty sure for the
He has come out swinging, insisting he is fabulously, obscenely, almost offensively wealthy, and that anyone suggesting otherwise is lying, mistaken, or about to get sued. And actually, that last part, that's not a joke.
Count the amount of examples where I saw people getting laid off, and then I see somebody come up right behind and get some contract. Business does business. You never know what's behind the goal of a business per se. What you do know is the work that you put in. If you're smart enough, what value comes with that work. And then at the same time, you also pride yourself in being very, very reasonable. I haven't, and I'm not going to talk about my contract negotiations with ESPN. They are ongoing. I think the talks have been very pleasant. I think we're making progress. We'll see what happens. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I've got decisions to make.
But we'll get to the lawsuit in a moment because it is arguably the most dramatic chapter of this entire saga, and it absolutely deserves its own spotlight. First, let's talk about the spending. Oh, the spending. Even if every single allegation against Mayweather turned out to be completely false, his spending habits alone would still make financial advisors weep openly into their spreadsheets.
To watch that in full, and as we have already seen, 50 Cent has been very involved in critiquing, taking shots at Floyd Mayweather, and when this came across his desk, he did nothing other than that. If that's the case, it's going nowhere because you didn't do the deal, champ. He must have named the writer separately to make him have to pay his own legal team. The champ is mad, and 50 most definitely promoted his brands and everything with that because 50 Cent has came into question about this deal that Floyd Mayweather has struck.
This is a man who has, at various points in his career, carried around literal backpacks stuffed with cash, who rented out entire Las Vegas casinos for birthday parties, who flew private everywhere, wore watches that cost more than most people's homes, and collected luxury cars the way most of us collect loyalty points at the grocery store. Mayweather reportedly earned over $1 billion throughout his boxing career, a figure so enormous it barely feels real. And yet, observers and critics have been asking for years whether the outflow ever matched or perhaps catastrophically exceeded the inflow.
Cole sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded.
Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
That last statement was a fact. If that's bankrupt, I'm sure a lot of people want to live like that. I'd sell a few of them planes, especially if I was going bankrupt. But yeah, it wouldn't be a bad lifestyle to have. Now, Floyd Mayweather isn't the most articulate person. He does not articulate himself the best. This has been well known throughout his career. He is a prize fighter. He is a master promoter. He is a great business person.
This is a story as old as professional sports itself. We've seen it happen to Mike Tyson, who earned hundreds of millions and filed for bankruptcy. We've seen it with Allen Iverson, whose legendary spending became almost as famous as his crossover dribble. We've watched countless athletes transform generational wealth into cautionary tales told to every rookie entering the league. The formula is tragically familiar. Earn astronomical sums, spend at an even more astronomical rate, surround yourself with people who never say no, and eventually wake up one morning to discover that the empire you built was really...
Put him behind a microphone or have him articulate himself, he's not the best at it. So if you listen to that and y'all tell me if y'all got the same vibe I did or if y'all think that I'm tripping, it sounds like he's running around a lot of shit. And it's like, all right, bro, yeah, you might be going bankrupt. But let's understand something real quick. If one of Floyd Mayweather's businesses, or if his business is going bankrupt, that does not mean that Floyd Mayweather himself is broke. That means that his business may be struggling. Oh yeah, his business may be struggling, and you could file for bankruptcy. I think it's 13 or 9, chapter 13 to chapter 9, or whatever the case may be.
Just an extraordinarily expensive illusion. Let that sink in for just a moment. Not a single building, not a small portfolio, 62 buildings in Manhattan. One of the most expensive real estate markets on the entire planet. Mayweather had publicly positioned this acquisition as proof of his financial genius, his empire-building prowess, his transition from boxing superstar to business mogul. It was supposed to be the ultimate, I'm not just rich, I'm dynasty rich announcement. And according to the reporting, it allegedly never happened the way he claimed. The buildings were real, the portfolio...
Floyd Mayweather files a $100 million lawsuit against Business Insider over real estate deal report. Damn. That's an expensive lawsuit. The lawsuit comes after a report by Business Insider journalist Daniel Geiger claimed that the 62-building Manhattan real estate portfolio that Mayweather announced he acquired never actually occurred. Geiger's report stated there was no evidence a sale was made. Mayweather's lawsuit claimed that Geiger refused to refute documents of the deal, and it was an attempt by Geiger to publicly humiliate Mayweather. They embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation characterized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. Floyd Mayweather. No, damn well he did not write that. And why would he? You know, he's talking about himself in third person. That's so cringe. Business Insider has provided a statement to Front Office Sports saying, "We will vigorously defend against this meritless attempt to discredit our reporting and smear our reporter." So they aren't backing down at all.
Was real. The ownership? That reportedly was the problem. The fallout was immediate, seismic, and absolutely merciless. Social media erupted. 50 Cent, who has spent years engaged in a very public, very entertaining feud with Mayweather, practically threw a parade. Stephen A. Smith weighed in with his signature intensity, questioning the gap between...
For some odd reason, at the beginning of the year, Floyd Mayweather decided to tell us all that he bought a bunch of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Everybody has found out that that wasn't true. Apparently, it's not that hard to figure out who owns property. This is not an indictment on Floyd Mayweather as a boxer. He is one of the best boxers we've ever seen. Anybody who is privy to Floyd Mayweather's antics outside of the ring knows Floyd ain't bought no goddamn apartment buildings in no Upper Manhattan, bro. We knew that when he told us. I'm not sure who Floyd Mayweather thought he was fooling. Nothing about Floyd Mayweather outside of a boxing ring says savvy.
Mayweather's carefully constructed public image and what the facts on the ground appeared to show. The commentary was relentless, the memes were devastating, and suddenly, Money Mayweather became the punchline to a very expensive joke that nobody was entirely sure how to finish. But Floyd did not sit quietly in the corner. Not a chance. Because here is the thing about Mayweather that even his fiercest critics must acknowledge. The man is a fighter.
I'm sorry. This is the same Floyd Mayweather that 50 Cent told he would donate $50,000 to the charity of his choice to read Harry Potter. He bought $400 million worth of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Come on, Floyd. The people who was living in the apartment buildings, the second they heard that Floyd Mayweather bought their building, they was on the phone with property management like, what's really? I will pay $10,000 a month, but I won't pay $10,000 a month to a nigga. Floyd, you can't just do that with Upper Manhattan apartment buildings, bro. Tell lies like that about the projects, man. You gotta do that to the hood, man. Ain't nobody going for that shit in Upper Manhattan, Floyd. You should have knew better than that, my boy. But then again, you are Floyd Mayweather. Oh, man. Anybody with common sense knew that Floyd was in trouble when he started.
In every single sense of the word, and he was absolutely not going to let these allegations stand without throwing the hardest punch available to him outside of a boxing ring. So he filed a $100 million defamation lawsuit against Insider Inc., the media organization behind the reporting that he claims misrepresented the facts, distorted the truth, and deliberately damaged his reputation and business interests on a global scale. $100 million. That is the number Floyd Mayweather attached to his reputation. And honestly, the drama of that number alone is so quintessentially Floyd that it almost feels scripted. Because of course, a man nicknamed Money would sue for exactly $100 million. Of course he would. The lawsuit accuses Insider of publishing false and misleading information, of painting an inaccurate picture of his finances, and
about the Miss Jackson situation. We seen Marcos Maidana looking focused, more so focused on his baby and everything. So those are a lot of the minor takeaways. But my major takeaway from this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is I was quickly hit with an emotion of nostalgia. You know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me, there was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. There's something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either
causing real, tangible, measurable harm to his brand, his business dealings, and his standing in the world. Mayweather's legal team came out with all the aggression of a fighter who's been backed into a corner and has absolutely nothing to lose. Which, depending on who you believe, may or may not be an ironic metaphor for his actual financial situation. Through all of this chaos, through every accusation and counter-accusation, through every viral moment and social media pile-on, Mayweather has maintained one consistent, unwavering position.
Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment is watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3, 4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down to Las Vegas.
He is rich. He has always been rich, and he will continue to be rich. He points to his private jets. He points to his properties. He points to his lifestyle, his assets, his track record of earning more money per fight than most humans will see in 1,000 lifetimes. He is not, he insists with absolute conviction, the next great cautionary tale. He is not Mike Tyson. He is not Allen Iverson. He is Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather does not go broke. But in the meantime, the spectacle continues. The man who once earned $300 million in a single night against Conor McGregor is now the subject of global speculation about whether he can pay his tax bill. The boxer who built an entire brand around the word money is now being forced to prove, in the most public and humiliating way possible, that the money is actually there. It is dramatic. It is fascinating. It is tragic and absurd in equal measure. And it is, without question, the most unbelievable financial story in the history of professional sports, still being written, still completely unresolved, and absolutely impossible to look away from.